The purpose of an inspection is to identify whether equipment can be operated, adjusted, and maintained safely. A complete inspection is an important way to make sure equipment is safe for use and that all systems are working properly. Today we will cover forklift pre-shift inspections. Let's go over a few reasons why equipment isn't inspected before use. And what I mean by this is excuses that I've heard why equipment hasn't been inspected. I don't have time. I need to get this drum loaded. Oops, I'm sorry, I forgot. It's not my job. So-and-so does it when he gets to work. It just had a PM. It's fine. Are these good excuses? Let's go over reasons why we need to complete the inspection. The most important reason is somebody could get hurt. If you don't inspect the brakes and they fail, well, you know what could happen. A crack in the fork could give and a load could be dropped. Think about it. You drop a drum and although nobody is crushed, the drum could crack and start to leak. Oil spreads so quickly that a slip and fall could occur. And honestly, that has happened. The backup alarm not working could mean that a pedestrian could be struck. Headlamps not working. You could strike someone or something while loading a truck or a trailer. We need to be proactive and fix defects before the unit is broke down. How hard would your job be without a forklift even for half a day? Allied Oil and OSHA require daily pre-shift inspections, and there are no exceptions to this. All forklifts have a pre-shift inspection checklist. The inspection checklists are forklift specific. Let's watch Jeremy. Hi everyone. Today we will cover DVIRs on the forklift. So the Daily Vehicle Inspection Report for a forklift. Today we have Jeremy Colby of our Wichita branch that's going to give us guidance on how to do the inspection. Jeremy?
Hello everyone. Today, right off the bat, I'm going to grab my forklift inspection form and we will start with the key off section and we'll work our way down. First off is the overhead guard, which is this. We're looking for any breaks in the welds or damage or anything that would affect the vehicle being structurally sound.
Okay.
So we'll check this all out. Everything looks good. All right. The next thing I'll go is I'll check the propane tank. Make sure it's not loose, it's tight, no leaks, no issues with that.
So if it was leaking, you would see like a frost or smell something, correct?
It would be cold to the touch, and
Okay.
you'd see a frost to it, but obviously it's not here. And then there's always an odor.
Okay.
So it's easy to spot. Okay, I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna check, make sure there's no debris in the radiator, everything looks good. I'm gonna bounce down to the tires, look for any splits, chunks missing in the tire, plastic, debris, anything like that that would affect the vehicle. Okay. So we're gonna check this out. Move around to the front, looks good. Now I'm gonna move my overhead mass, make sure the chain is tight, hoses, no leaks, everything's sound. Look on the floor for any leaks.
What happens if you do see a leak or something's not right? What do you do then?
Well, if I locate the problem, we can lock the vehicle out. I'll contact my supervisor and we'll get it serviced. We'll get it corrected.
Okay.
Guard's good. Everything looks good. Repeat the whole process all over again on the other side.
Okay.
Once that's done, I'm going to take a look, make sure that my controls are all labeled correctly. My capacity plate is in place.
We've just watched Jeremy complete the pre-operation visual check with the key off. Let's recap. You need to check the overhead guard and mast for cracks in the weld. Check the hydraulic cylinders for leaks. Look at the lift chain. Check the tires for noticeable damage like cuts or gouges. You should also check to make sure there are no foreign objects present, like shrink wrap. Check the propane tank. Look at the locating pin and brackets to ensure they are secure. Look for frost buildup, dents, gouges, and heavy rust. And remember to look, listen, and smell. If you see visible white frost, hear rushing noises, or smell a bad odor, you have a leak. Shut off the tank valve and ventilate the area if you do have a leak, and notify your supervisor immediately. Check the capacity plate and controller markings. If the capacity plate is not legible, clean it off. If you still can't read it, contact your forklift maintenance provider. Controller markings are a must. We recommend you have a secondary marking present on forklifts. Inspecting the fork blades and shank are also important. Check blade and shank angle. If the shank and blade angle exceed 93 degrees, the fork must be replaced. Ensure straightness of blade and shank. If either are bent, the fork can no longer be used. Inspect forks for surface cracks. Check the entire surface of each fork for cracks. The heel area and welds are most likely places for cracks to develop. Check fork tip height. The tips of your two forklift blades should be at roughly the same height. If the difference between the height of each tip exceeds 3% of the length of the blade, the forks need to be replaced. So for example, if your forklift blade is 48 inches long, the difference in height between the two forklift blades cannot exceed 1.44 inches. Inspect the positioning lock. Ensure the positioning lock and other fork retention devices are working properly. Forklifts are inspected annually by a qualified vendor. We also have battery-operated forklifts at some of our locations. The inspection process remains the same except for the propane tank components and battery inspection. For a battery-operated forklift, check the battery cable for signs of damage, heating, melting, or swelling. Check the connector condition for signs of pitting. Check to make sure that the cable is securely fixed in the connector contacts. Make sure the cable routing is not outside the forklift, and make sure the battery retainer is securely in place. Make sure that all fluid levels, including oil, fuel, or water, are where they need to be.
Okay, so now we move on. We're going to check the fluids that is underneath the hood. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move my steering wheel up, move my seat forward, so I can release. Pick it up. Walk over here. Check the fluid. Coolant looks good. Nice level. The next thing I would do, this out. And it looks good. Okay. Make sure it's firmly shut. That. Steering wheel down. That's it. Okay, now we move on to the key on portion. Tyler will help me demonstrate. Tyler, will you please put on your seatbelt and start the vehicle? Okay, so now we're going to move on to the horn. Tyler, will you please show us the horn? Make sure it's working correctly. So we're good there. Now we're going to check up the backup alarm. So we put the vehicle in reverse. Look around. Again, we're checking our lights. Everything sounds good. Everything looks good. Okay, Tyler, will you please stop that? Okay, so now let's go to the controls. You move the lever up, carry it down.
So what are we checking here?
We're just making sure the pressure's right in the lift, that everything's working correctly.
Okay.
You lift it back up again and go side to side for me. And give me the thing. Everything looks good. All right, will you put the vehicle in forward and drive a few feet but lower your forks? Engage. Okay, you stop it, reverse it. Okay, thanks, I'll turn it off. He was checking to make sure that the vehicle, the pressure's right and the hydraulics, the forks going up and down correctly. Our backup alarms are working, our lights are working, brake, clutch, steering, everything seems to look good.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. To recap, with the key on, you inspect the horn, backup alarm, lights, steering, brakes and clutch, controls, and pressure. If the forklift is found to be in need of repair or in any way unsafe or contributes to an unsafe condition, you are required to report the defects immediately to your supervisor, and the forklift should not be operated until it has been restored to a safe operating condition. If during operation the forklift becomes unsafe in any way, report the issue immediately to your supervisor. And again, the forklift should not be operated until it has been restored to a safe operating condition. Do not make repairs or adjustments unless specifically authorized to do so. In closing, we have all taken shortcuts at some point. And well, I believe that we've all suffered the consequences of taking shortcuts. We must inspect and maintain our equipment daily. Thank you for your time today, and always remember to be safe. Thank you.